Hello, all dear friends, all dear students. Welcome to Bridge Course for Cell Biology. Uh, in last slide share, in last video, we have talked about introductory part of the cell biology. Means what is the origin of cell biology? Who coined the term cell? Who first of all observed living cell? And in this planet, the ecosystem is divided into two categories. It has two main components, abiotic and biotic component. So that biotic component means what? All types of life, and this life is divided into three category, and they are prokaryotes, eukaryotes, and mesokaryotes. In today's video, we will discuss about prokaryotic cell. As you know very well, prokaryote Prokaryote contain two words. It is made up of by two different words, that is pro and karyon. Pro means primitive and karyon means nucleus. Means the cell where primitive type of nucleus is present is called as prokaryotic cell. And the scientists believed that in the course of evolution, the prokaryotic cell first of all were evolved. This prokaryotic cell included all types of bacteria, and this bacteria is divided into three categories, and they are archaebacteria, eubacteria, and mycoplasma. Archaea means ancient bacteria, the first bacteria who arose at the time of evolution of life. Eubacteria means advanced type of bacteria, which is produced from archaebacteria in response to the demand of nature. And the mycoplasma is the smallest prokaryotes, and this mycoplasma is called as the smallest living being. In recent study, nanopes, which has 100 to 150 nanometer diameter length, is called as smallest living being, right? But there are a typical structure of bacteria. If we see, look at the diagram uh, in slide. This is the diagram of bacteria, and this bacteria is called as simple living being. Means it has a simple organization, and on the basis of this bacteria you can understand its structure. The structure contain very simple five content, that is cell envelope, cytoplasm, genetic material, ribosome, and plasmid. First of all, let us start from cell envelope. Actually, cell envelope, it is the protective covering of bacteria who protect intracytoplasmic environment from the extracellular one. And this cell envelope is divided into three layer. Outermost layer is called as glycocalyx, which is made up of by polysaccharide, and the function of glycocalyx is that adhesion. Means when bacteria clinging to support any substratum or any non-living object or living object, these glycocalyx help for adhesion because of the presence of constituent, that is polysaccharide. Second, cell wall. Cell wall is the second layer of bacteria. If you see, mainly bacteria is divided into two types, archaebacteria and eubacteria. The cell wall of archaebacteria is made up of by pseudopeptidoglycan. Pseudo means false and peptidoglycan means what? There is a inappropriate proportion of protein and carbohydrate content is present. That's why it is called as pseudopeptidoglycan. And a eubacterial cell wall is made up of by peptidoglycan. The chemical form of peptidoglycan is that NAM and NAG. The full form of NAM is N-acetyl methionine, and the full form of NAG is that N-acetyl glucanic acid. And the cell wall is called as the rigid layer, and actually it protect intracellular environment of the bacteria from extracellular one. Then after innermost layer is that plasma membrane, and you know very well, plasma membrane is called as the universal membrane because it is present in all types of cell, and the composition of plasma membrane is that lipid and protein plus trace amount of some carbohydrate is also present. In this way, together this three layer means outermost layer glycocalyx, middle one cell wall, and innermost is called as plasma membrane. Together constitute to form a cell envelope who form the limiting membrane or the boundary of bacteria. Next, cytoplasm. You can see in the diagram the fluid, the ground substance, the matrix which is present inside the cell is called as cytoplasm. And you know very well, nucleus is absent, so that uh, nucleoplasm will also absent. Cytoplasm is called as the it is also called as protoplasm in bacteria, and it is called as the physical basis of life. The statement was given by Thomas Huxley. Why protoplasm is called as the physical basis of life? Because all types of biochemical reaction, whatever the biochemical reaction required for the sustainable life of bacteria, it takes place in the medium that is cytoplasm, and hence this cytoplasm is called as physical basis of life. Next one is that in cytoplasm all types of cell organelles are absent, no doubt, but some cell organelle like structure is present, like mesosome, which is the invagination of plasma membrane. Means plasma membrane invaginate to form a sac like or tubule like structure that is called as mesosome. And the function of mesosome is that it provides site to carry out various critical reaction like cell wall synthesis, replication of DNA, etc., etc. In photosynthetic bacteria, chromatophore body is present where bacteriochlorophyll pigment is present who perform photosynthesis. In photosynthetic bacteria only, but in non-photosynthetic bacteria, this chromatophore body is absent. After that, some storehouse is present which is called as inclusion body, and this inclusion body is divided into two types: organic inclusion body and inorganic inclusion body. Organic material stored in the form of cyanophysin starch in a organic inclusion body, and inorganic inclusion body is stored in a store inorganic material, you can say. Next content is that genetic material. As I said, in a prokaryotic cell, in all types of bacteria, single circular double-stranded DNA is present, and the length of DNA is very short. And due to presence of single DNA in a bacteria, this bacteria is said to be, if we consider what is, if we ask a question, what is the ploidy of bacteria, so that due to presence of single DNA, the bacteria is called as haploid bacteria due to presence of only one set of chromosome. Understand? And due to circular DNA which is present in the cytoplasm, it is a look like a nucleus body. Hence, it is also called as nucleoid. Nucleoid along with the protein is called as genophore. So that if someone asks you question, what is mean by nucleoid? So nucleoid means circular double-stranded DNA is present in the cytoplasm, that is called nucleoid. And what is meant by genophore? So nucleoid along with the protein is called as genophore, you can say, right? After that, ribosome. This ribosome is called as the protein machinery of bacteria. Means to maintain the sustainable life in bacteria regularly synthesize a protein, so that these all types of protein synthesize in this machine that is called as ribosome. The term ribosome was coined by Palade, and there are different types of ribosome present in this different cell. But in a bacteria, 70S type of ribosome is present, which has two subunit. Larger subunit is 50S and smaller subunit is 30S. S is the unit was discovered by Swedberg, hence it is also called as Swedberg unit, or it is also called as sedimentation coefficient. And what is the composition of ribosome? What type of constituent present in a ribosome? That is a rRNA, which is called as ribosomal RNA, and a protein. So that what is the function of, finally, what is the function of ribosome? The function of ribosome is that protein synthesis, and the synthesis of protein in ribosome, the process is called as translation, and hence this ribosome is called as the protein machinery of bacteria. Then after plasmid, last content. Plasmid is also present in the bacteria. Plasmid is called as extra chromosomal DNA. Means besides main genomic DNA, that is nucleoid, some extra chromosomal DNA present in the cytoplasm of bacteria, which is called as plasmid. So no doubt if DNA is present means number of genes are also present in that plasmid. But important question is that what is the function of plasmid? So I will explain here the function of plasmid for bacteria, first one, and second, the function of plasmid in other field. Understand these two aspects. So first of all, I will explain here what is the function of bacteria, or sorry, what is the function of plasmid for bacteria. So plasmid contain some genes. This genes is also called as factor, that is a resistance factor, who provides some chemicals against antibiotics. So in other term, you can say this R factor which is present in the plasmid, it produces resistance power in a bacteria against antibiotics. Means it also form immunity of that bacteria against antibiotic. Understand? Second, function of plasmid in other field. This plasmid used as a vector in genetic engineering. You know very well, genetic engineering is the branch of biotechnology where manipulation of genome takes place. Means you will you heard, might be you heard about this term gene transfer. Means if gene transfer from one living to other living, some vector is important na, so that this plasmid used as a vector and was discovered by Esther Liderberg. And Joshua Liderberg first of all explain us this plasmid used as a vector in a genetic engineering, and in this way, due to use of this plasmid, one revolution takes place in the field of biotechnology, that is called modern biotechnology, which is based on genetic engineering. Right, due to this plasmid, one technique were evolved, that is called recombinant DNA technology, you can say. So this is the function of plasmid in other field. In this way, at the end, you can conclude here how the prokaryotic cell form simple grade of organization. It has a simple organization, you can say. Then regarding bacteria, there are various shapes or forms of bacteria. uh, like vibrio shape means comma shape bacteria, bacillus means rod shape, spirillum means filamentous bacteria which has a spiral thread, and cocci or singular coccus means a spherical bacteria, right? In this way, this is about the prokaryotic cell. In the next video, we will discuss about eukaryotic cell and mesokaryotic cell. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead. If you have any queries on this topic, you can ask me anytime. Thanks once.